Jeff Rowe from Two Hacks Garage. Well, back at Jimmy's, and Jimmy's already working. I'm already rambling.
Jeff Rowe, that's got plenty of energy. This old guy's wore out because he's dragging me down with this car.
I'm dragging him down. Long story short, you know what we're doing. We're working on body panels. We're working on getting the rest of the chassis. I got good news today. Our axle shipped. The rest of the parts for that shipped. So what Jimmy and I are doing this weekend is we're going to make hay while the sun shines, and we're going to continue getting these body panels done. We really want to get them all finished up so we can focus on that front axle and get all this wrapped up so we can get it painted. I showed up, and Jimmy's already been working. I'm going to show you what he's got going on to that. I'm not doing a huge intro video on this. You know what, guys? You know what we're doing. It's body panels. It's fabrication. It's doing it the old school way. And as usual, I'm rambling. Jimmy's working. Let me show you what he's got going on here. See you in a second. All right, so if you see here, we do have panels that are rough formed, and we have them here that are meant for the back. Well, if you look on this back panel here, you actually have to have an axle that's going to slip over in there. Let me show you how that's going to look. So what you see here is the actual rear end housing is in there, and that panel needs to go against there. So you have to have a hole or a slot or something so you can actually remove that panel and get access to the wheels and actually put it on. So what Jimmy's doing here, I'm going to walk around and show you. He's made some nice studs here that's going to push this panel out and allow us right there, shows where we actually need to either cut a hole or make a slot. Let me come around the other side and show you.
I'm an old machinist. And don't forget the old part. But machinists always like to make sure everything's correct. So what I did was I put these things in here, and then I just drew around the housing. Then what I'll do, get your camera on my finger. Then what I'll do is I will just, after we get it off here, I'll make this a little bigger so it'll slip over there and be sure it'll clear the housing. And then I'll just draw my lines straight forward, cut that out, bada boom, bada bang, should do her.
Yep, so that's what we're planning on doing, and probably a whole lot more other body panel work. But Jimmy is an old machinist. He says focus on the old, and I'm just focusing on the machinist. What we're going to do is we're going to make these fit right and see what else we can get ourselves in trouble with. See you in a few. All right, guys, real quick. I just asked Jimmy a question. You got to remind you, I've been around a lot of dragsters and drag racing for years, and I'm always asking Jimmy questions. And one thing I didn't know, and I had an idea, but he, once again, shared his knowledge with me. He's been doing this years. I asked him, why don't you just put a hole in this where it needs to be so it slips over and you don't have the big slot? The reason being, well, it's simple, guys. Let me show you. If you're going to do that, if you just put a hole in there, that means the panel actually has to go on like that. In order to do that, well, if it was just an axle flange, it wouldn't be that much. But you have a bracket with your disc for your disc for your brakes. You have your rotor and everything else. So that hole, if you wanted to go in the pits and have to move this body panel off or something to work on whatever we break in here or not break, that's going to be a really large hole, and you would see it. With the slot, you can leave everything in place and be able to slip it out and slip it back in without having to take anything off. And seeing you have a big old, nice, huge tire and wheel that's going to be doing awesome burnouts in there, you're not going to see that slot.
Also, the axle itself, the flange of the axle is going to be at least, I don't know, I haven't measured it, but I guess it'd be awful close to 6. But what I'm going to do is make this in 5, and we're going to see if it works. If not, we can always trim it out, but we can't shrink it.
Yep. Measure once, or twice, or 3 times. Cut once. See you in a few.
All right, so there's the slot. And if you notice, we did a couple measurements, and we're going to test fit this now. Well, one thing, Jimmy and I are always working, and we're always tired, we say, and we wreck our bodies doing this. Jimmy actually recently had surgery, carpal tunnel, and he just got his stitches taken out yesterday. So if you want to talk about perseverance, and when I talk about we're around the clock, nothing stopping us, you know what, guys, it's true. He says he's old. He's really not, because if he has carpal tunnel surgery and he keeps working through it, that says something. I would be cutting it, but as he says, he wants it done right.
I'm on my third wife. I've had 2X, and trust me, I'm almost impervious to pain.
Yeah, he's impervious to pain. No,
the deal is, if I like this with my fingertip, but doing this, it still hurts really bad. So what I refer this as, instead of carpal tunnel surgery, it's carpal tunnel ram surgery, right? Because I'm a car guy.
Yeah, carpal tunnel ram surgery. Like I said, I offer to cut it, and he says, you know what? I want it done right. Learning curve. Back to work. Here's an aha moment, as Jimmy calls it.
I just kind of eyeballed that and put it back there where I thought it would be, and the dumb thing actually come out.
So there you go, guys.
What do you know?
It worked the first time. Like I said, measure once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 10 times the charms.
Really, we're going to take this, move it to the other.
So that actually worked pretty well. We'll show it back on there in a second. Jimmy's just going to test fit it on the other side real quick.
Well, I don't know if the tabs are in the exact same spot.
Probably not.
I tried to put them right where I could, but what do you know? It's going to work here too.
It's going to work on the other side. Jimmy, go throw that up on the other side real quick. Show them what we got.
I can't believe this.
Friday
afternoon.
It's Friday afternoon after work.
The world is good. It worked.
We normally don't work on Friday afternoons a whole lot. It's usually Saturday and Sundays, but we got a lot to do. Jimmy wants it done right, so he's working through pain. But if you see there.
Hello, where you at? Okay. There we are. That bolt's getting me.
Come up on the bottom there, Jimmy.
Yeah, there we go.
So if you look there, that is what we want. So if you're in the pits and we broke something or something happened, we need to pull the panel off. All you got to do is take the Zeus fasteners off and slide it out. Now, mind you, where that area is right there, there's going to be a panel there that covers up over that lip. And yeah, there's a big open spot in that. But like I said, with the big fat tires in the back and the nice Halibrands, you're not going to see it. With that, we got it done right the first time, measured 100 times, checked it, cut it once. Now we got to do it to the other side. See you in a few. All right, so Jimmy and I are putting the body panels on. I'll tell you why here in a second when I get done with this video. But as you can see, actually that turned out really well. It's slotted correctly. You can see right there, nice evenly spaced. So if we're in the pits and we got to remove body panels, you know what? Take these Zeus fasteners off. We're using bolts in these. They work really well. And you can just slide it off. So that's that one. And we got that one done. So yeah, we are actually... This is a quick video, guys, for once. That went very well. See you in a few minutes. All right, well, that was a quick video. The unexpected working day. It's Friday afternoon. I got done with work early. Jimmy's been doing some engine building and all that, and he started in on this when I stopped by. It went a lot quicker than we thought. Our plan worked. Measured 50,000 different times, made one cut, transferred our template, and so these back panels itself are done other than one other thing, which I'll get into in a second. As you can see, we put the body panels on. The reason I put the body panels on is Jimmy and I, we have to tackle something. But real quick, it's almost summertime, And if you saw earlier, Jimmy is going to be, you know what? He's going to be in style. It's his Holly Hawaiian shirt. Dude. Yep, it's his Holly Hawaiian shirt, which is kind of cool because kind of the nostalgia behind this. These were real popular out in Southern California back in the day. There was a lot of movies, beaches, bikinis, and dragsters. So yeah, it's kind of neat.
Guarantee I'm not wearing shorts. I don't care what he says.
He's not wearing shorts, but I got this for Jimmy. I got one for myself. It's pretty cool. But the reason being why we put the body panels on, because in the next video, Jimmy and I are going to absolutely lose our minds because here is the rough formed cowl. If you've ever seen a front engine dragster, how the cowl is, it's cut. It's got a little bit of an aluminum windshield and all that. We got to make this work on this. How we're going to do that yet, I really don't know. Like I said, we're going to lose our mind in the next video. Good thing it'll be on time lapse because I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot of four-lettered words going on. But you know what, guys? This is going to be one of those videos coming up where we're going to measure 50,000 times again, make one cut. I'm sure there's going to have to be a whole lot of adjustments. But you know what, guys? In the next video, we're going to lose our minds, and we're hopefully going to have this body wrapped up by the end of the weekend so we can get it painted once that axle comes in. With that, guys, short episode. Wasn't planning on doing it. Had fun doing it. See you next time. Later.